simply use a Jupyter notebook, guys. So this is a very interactive interface as well if you're gonna use Jupyter here. So let me introduce the interface of the Jupyter here. First of all, if you have created already some notebook, just you can simply upload using this button, or either you can simply create new notebook using this method, or also you can create the text file folder in the terminal as well into the current location. This is the one method you can simply do here. Now what I'm going to do here, just if I want to create a new text file, just you can simply click on this. So this is a one interface of the Jupyter here. If you want to rename this file, so just you can simply rename any file name, any name.txt or py, it's your choice what do you want to use here. Oftentimes you will create a txt file, it's your choice. Just you can simply write what you want to do. Okay, hi all. So this is what I have done. So this is a normal text file what I have written. Just you can simply save this particular file. I just exit from here. This is a one method I have created a one file. Okay, and oftentimes we will not creating the files here. Most of the time we will create the notebooks. So just click on this button. It will launch a one new notebook for you. And why we are using a notebook? Because in case of normal, if we're gonna use a Visual Studio Code here, so where we're gonna write some programs, we're gonna execute our program there. So you will not be able to store your output of your program. But in case of Jupyter notebook, let's suppose this is the first notebook I'm gonna create here, right? So if I'm gonna took a name of Python overview. So this is a notebook name. Just rename my notebook here, Python overview. Now these are called shells. Okay. Now you have to type your program here. Now you have to type your code. What do you want to do? I all from searching. This is a one thing what I have done. Now the point is, if this is a one file what I have written here, and now if you want to execute a single line, just you have to click on this shell, run. What happened? So instantly you will get the output. So this is a one beautiful way why you are using a Jupyter notebook here. So that's a one benefit. What is that benefit? You can simply store this output along with this input. Okay, if you want to store multiple line, hi, okay, and now bye. These are the just examples, right? If you want to define some variable, we'll discuss all these variables. And now if you want to print the sum, just execute the shell. When you're gonna execute this shell, you will get the whole output of all these lines, hi, bye, and the 30. So this is a one method why you are using a Jupyter notebook here, because these notebooks oftentimes you will use in case of data science and the machine learning, because there you're gonna do multiple experiment. Okay, and now you have to store all the output of the whole experiment what you will do inside the machine learning. That's why I will recommend to use Jupyter now most of the time in machine learning cases. Okay, if you want to do some troubleshooting, this you can simply do all these things here. So that's why we recommend to use a Visual Studio Code or the PyCharm in case of Python programming. But in case of if you want to go for just machine learning and the another thing, then you have to use these things. Ayush, I will take your doubts. Don't worry. Please remove your notations. I'm going to take your doubts. Don't worry. So here, what I'm going to do, just if you want to insert more shell, just you can simply use these buttons. Okay. Just you have to learn these buttons, guys, yourself. Just you're gonna hour only. Just you're gonna hour any button. You will get the value of this button why you are using these buttons, right? Just you can simply use any one of them. So if you want to do some heading here, just you can simply use this one heading. Why you are creating? So let's suppose I'm going to type a heading. This is my first program. Okay, to create some heading in notebook, just we have to use this method. Just execute this. Look at this. So this is the one heading we have created. If you want to change this position, just you can simply change. So that's why we are creating a notebook to store our notes. Okay, if you want to store a note, if you want to create a note inside a Python, just you can simply use a notebook there. So hopefully you understood, guys, how can you simply use a notebook here. Let me check your doubts. There's a multiple question you have asked. So there's mute. Yep, I have mute. Okay, I'm gonna go slow. Don't worry. Lots of background noise. Might be it's better now. Okay, don't worry. I'm gonna go slow. So this is the thing what I have done. So now what I'm gonna do, just I'm gonna show one more time how can you simply open these notebook, guys. So I'm gonna close these files. I'm gonna close this tab as well. Just done. Okay, I'm gonna close as it is. So what I have done, so let me show you again all these things. So this is a file, okay, where this is a directory or this is a folder, you can simply say, and the location of this folder, this is where I have stored my program. So these are 3 programs what I have written, and this is the one Python notebook what I have written here. Now the point, if you want to access this notebook, just you will get this notebook as it is what you have left. How you can simply open this notebook, just you have to copy this path and just you can simply open this path into the command prompt. So let me open the command prompt here. So I'm going to open the command prompt cd and I'll just put the path. So this is the path where I have stored my old files. In case of Windows, just you can simply use a dir command to list out your files. Okay. And now here, so these are the files. I'm going to launch my Jupyter notebook. So this is a command. Along with this command, you can simply launch your Jupyter notebook. Just execute this command and instantly you will get the Jupyter notebook here. Excuse me. Let me check the credentials of the Windows machine. Just a moment. Okay, so here I have sent a message. Now I will get the credentials of. Now this is a notebook, guys, what I have created later, right? Python overview. Just you have to click on this notebook and instantly you will see just this is a notebook what you have left in the previous session, right? So that's the benefit of using a notebook. Instantly you will also get the input what you have given into the notebook, and this is the output what you have received. If you want to do something more, just you can simply hello world. So this is a benefit of using notebook. That's why you are using a Jupyter notebook here. Just we can simply store your input and output as well inside a one normal notebook. Either you can simply create this notebook into the PDF file as well. So these are the methods. Just you can simply download this file into, if you want to create some notes here, just you can simply download this notebook into PDF format. Okay, while it will take a time, it will take a while. Okay, either you can simply download this notebook in HTML format, in any format you want. Okay, so that's a beauty of the Jupyter notebook you can simply use. But sometimes instead of this notebook, you have to prefer the Visual Studio Code, and now the file has been generated. Let me show you. So this is a file what I have created, guys. Python overview, October 1, 2020. This is a heading, this is a program, this is out. So that's why you are using a Jupyter notebook. Let me close this. And now I'm gonna go back to the Visual Studio Code. Okay, and sometimes either we can also do all these things into the Jupyter notebook as well. So hopefully there's a no doubt into the Jupyter notebook now. Now what I'm gonna do, just I'm gonna create a new notebook here, close this one. What I'm gonna do, just I'm gonna open a new notebook. For the new notebook, now we will discuss about the data types. Okay. In today's session, we will discuss about the basic data structures. Okay, so I will discuss about the data types. That's fine. Okay, I have written a data types here. And now these are the shells. Just you have to write your Python program here. Once you're gonna write your Python program, just you have to execute using this button, or either you can simply use some shortcut as well. There's a beautiful shortcut you will get here if you wanna look at this. So these are the shortcut you can simply use to execute your shells. Most of the time I will not click on run button. So I'm gonna use some shortcuts there, just shift enter and the control enter used for run selected shells, right? So these are the methods you can simply use. Just close this one. Here I'm gonna put some basic methods. Now when we will discuss about the data type, so first of all we will discuss about the numbers. Okay, what is actually a numbers? Just I have told you, instead of if you want to create this heading, just you can simply create this heading. That's good. And now this is, we will discuss about the numbers. How many type of number we have to discuss here? First of all, there's a multiple type, integer. In case of different programming language, just we will also discuss about the float in this case. Okay, and only we will discuss about the integer and float here. But in another programming language as well, you will get the double as well there. Okay, you can also discuss about the complex. So you will find out the complex number in this method as well. But I'm not gonna confuse you. First of all, we will discuss about the basic structure, that was an integer and the float. So these are the two methods of the number. First one is integer and second is a float. Okay, so now here these are the two structures. So what I'm going to do, just I'm going to comment it out. This section is, and now first of all we will discuss about the integer. In case of integer, what we have to discuss, so we will discuss about what is actually integers number. So if you will discuss about the integers number 10, 20 and the whatever you're going to use minus 10. So all these are the integers, guys. And now the point is, if you don't want to execute any shell, just you can simply use that shell as a markdown. Okay, just you can simply run, and now that particular shell will become a text. Okay, but here I'm gonna, if you want to execute some code, just you can simply use shell type is called. So what I'm going to do here, just if you want to define some variable, then on that point, what you're going to use here, just you have to define some variable using the normal method. What is actually a variable? So variable is nothing. Variable is only a part which will hold your value behind the memory scene. Okay, we'll describe the variable in later as well. Just only you have to give me 5 minutes. Okay, I'll be back in 5 minutes with a Windows machine as well. So I'm going to demonstrate the lesson. Just give me 5 minutes, guys. I'm sorry for 5 minutes. I will be back. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay. Hello, am I audible, guys? Hello. Okay, let me check the chat box. It's audible. Thank you for waiting. Just actually, there's an issue at my side today. Sorry for that. And now let me represent my screen again, guys. Okay, and now just I'm gonna take you 5 more minutes to once the Windows machine will come until I'm gonna take you on top of Linux. Okay, there's no changes between the Linux and the Windows. What changes you will be able will what you will see, what are the changes you will find out into the Windows machine and the Linux. So I'm gonna represent all the changes. Don't worry about those things. So here, just I have discussed, first of all, we have to discuss about the integers number, right? And now how you can simply store your integers number. So if you want to store your integers number, only what you have to do, just you have to simply store the some variables here is equal to 10. And now why Python is most trending, okay? Why Python have the memory management? How you can simply store, how can you simply save the memory instead of another programming language? So there is a multiple method to understand all these things. So the first of all, just look at this particular thing what I have written here. So I have written a is equal to 10. So first of all, I'm gonna define all these things what I have written here. So what I have written, so first thing I have written a, and now a is a operand here, and now 10 is also a operand. And now this is what I have defined here, this is called a operator. So we will also discuss operator in brief. So this is the one statement what I have written here. In this statement, I am trying to initialize the 10 inside it. So now what I have done, just if I want to fetch this value, so I have to use this variable to fetch this value from the memory location. So either I can also fetch this value from the this memory ID of this location. So that was a multiple method you can simply find out. So if I'm going to store a different variable, so what I have done, just I have create two variable here. The first one is a, the second one is b, and I have put a different value inside the both variable. And now if you want to fetch any one of them, yeah, Ranjit, I'm going to take it out. So I'm going to open the chat box into the side as well. Might be there, it will not disturb to all of you because I'm going to open this at the right side. So now what I have done, so I have defined two variables here. So now it's depend on you what calculation you want to do along with two variables. So that, let's suppose if you want to add both the numbers, so what you have to do, just you can simply, yeah, use without the print method, just you can simply use a plus b. So this is a one another statement what I have written inside this statement. A and b is a operand and plus is a operator. Operator will decide what you want to do along with your operands. So what I have done, just a plus b, and now you will get the 30. What is it? Because if you are trying to do sum of a and b, and now when you're gonna execute this statement, instantly you will get the return output. Just when you're gonna when you will get the output inside the red statement, so this is the return output you are get from here. Now either if you want to print something, if you want to print both the values, just you can simply use a one print function as well. What is actually is it? So print is a inbuilt function. Okay, we will also discuss about the function here, user define and the inbuilt. So print was a one of the inbuilt function what I have to use to print some values to the user. And now you have to decide what do you want to print. Let's suppose you want to add both the numbers. Okay, so what I want to do, just you have to type the same thing, and just when you want to execute this shell, just look at the difference. Okay, because when you have print this value, it will not return anything, it will give the print result. That's a no red side, right? When you want to write this statement, I have written values there, that's why you are able to see out for. Okay, what does it mean? So this is a output of the shell for, and now there's a no output, just I have written a print statement. So that's the difference between these things. And now this is a one thing you have to remember, one more thing, guys. Now if you want to write this statement in Python program and you will execute this Python program along with Visual Studio Code, so you will not find this statement there. So that's why I have told you have to learn both the things, right? Now I'm going to show one example inside the Visual Studio Code as well, and you will not confuse there. Just wait a moment, skill center. And now here I'm going to open the Visual Studio Code inside the same directory. Okay, just look at this. And now if I want to write two values here, what I want to write, just if I want to write the two variable, just I have told you a is equal to 10, same thing, b is equal to 10, 20. Or I want to give the sum of both numbers. That's what I have done. Just what I want to do, just I have to save this particular program, control S, and now you want to execute this program, click on this button. Okay, and now instantly just look at these values, or either just we can simply execute this program. Okay, So here you will find out only you will get the hello world instead of all these things. Okay, but it will give you the value. Where's the value? That's why I have told you. Now it will return the value. It will not print any value here. Now if you want to print both the values, just you have to use a print statement for that. And now that's what I have done. So what I'm using here is a plus b. Now it will give you the result. Just look at this. This is a 30. So that's why I have told you always, I'm repeat again and again. So you have to know how you can simply execute your program, because if you will take a if you will get a habit, if you will be habitual of using the Jupyter notebook, so you will not use a print statement at multiple times. But here it will not, you cannot use this method inside the Visual Studio Code, because it will not print any values there. So always you have to use a print to print any value in case of actual Python program. So hopefully you got the difference between both of them, guys. So what I'm going to do here, so now, so let me go back to the prompt again. So let me close this, open the shell again. So here we have to discuss about the more data structure. And now how can you verify? So every time you have to ask a one question, how you can simply say this is integer. So Python will give you the one beautiful feature. So this is the one beautiful function you can simply use. The function is also inbuilt function. So until right now we have discussed about the two functions. What's first one is the print, and how can you simply say these are the functions. So every time, okay, if if you want to call function, so you have to use set of parentheses. So this is a identification of function. Okay, you want to call any function, then you have to use a set of parentheses there. So this is a print. So what is it? Actually this is a function what I have called here. And now this is another function what I'm using here, name as type. And now you want to call this function, just you can simply use this function. And now the another point is why I'm using this function. Okay, the use case of this function, it will tell the type of any data structure. Let's suppose this is an integer. Yeah, we can simply say, but how can you simply verify is it is an integer? Is you can simply put a here, just execute this shell. Just look at this. This is an integer. Okay, if you want to verify another variable, what I have defined b, just look at this, execute again. This is also integer. And now the second we have to discuss about the float, right? Or either you can simply define another more variable into the negative as well. Okay, so this variable is also integer. Got it? And now what is actually a float? Float is nothing. Float is a decimal value what we have used here. So let me define a one decimal value as well. So data is a variable, and I'm going to put 12.5. So this is the one value what I have defined here. Execute it. Now if you want to check out the type of this data, so you have to execute the type function again, and instantly you have to execute this, and you will get the float, because this is not an integer. What I have used a one decimal into my number. So this is actually a float data I would have used here. Either you can simply do the operation between the integer to float or float to integer. You can simply add both number as well. But the one more thing, and now what we have to discuss here, now we have to discuss about the data type conversion, or just we can simply how can you simply manipulate the data type. What I want to say. So if sometimes you want to convert a integer into float, and sometimes you want to convert a float into integer. So how you will be able to do both things? So if you want to convert a integer into float, and you want to convert a float into integer, so for that what you have to do, just you have to use two more inbuilt function, the integer and the float. So just we have discussed about until yet for function. The first one we have discussed print function, right? Another is type, and the third one is integer and the float. So both is also a function, right? Integer is also a function and float is also a function. And now the point is, if why how can you simply use these functions? Just look at this carefully, guys. What I'm going to use here, just a is equal to 10, okay, or either x equal to 20 or 21, whatever you want to use, that's fine, there's a no issue. Y is equal to 22.5, that's cool. I have executed this shell. Once you're going to execute, you will get the number on top of shell. Now the point is, I want to convert my integer number into the float. So how you will be able to do this thing? Just to you have to execute this function. You have to do this function. Okay, if you want to convert into float, just you have to use this function, and you have to pass the integer value. What I have to. So just execute this shell, and it will return a one float value on top of your terminal. This is a 21.0. And now the point is, if you're gonna check out the type of x, and some of you are now expecting, if I'm gonna check out the type of my x variable, you will get the float. But wrong. You will get the integer right now as well. What the reason behind this? Because when you are trying to convert the type of this x, okay, it will return the value. It's not a in place function. What is actually in place? So if you're going to use a in place function, so it will instantly change the value of x, but it will not change the value of x. It will return, it will convert the value of x and return to you on top of terminal. Now the point, sometime if you want to permanently convert into the float, then for that you have to do the same method. Just only what you have to do, you have to define the value of x again. So this is the one method how you will be able to convert one integer value into float permanently. Done. And now you have to check the type again of x. That's you will get the float. So this is the one method, guys, how you can simply get the float values. And now I have successfully convert the type. If you want to print this particular value, let me show you. Just look at this. Now it's totally converts into the float. And now I have a one more value here. What's the value what I have here? Just y22.5. Okay. Now what I have to do, just now if you want to convert this number into the integer as well, so just you have to use the integer function for that, and just you have to pass this value. You already know it will not convert permanent. If you're going to check it out, the value of the type of y, now you are expecting it's integer but not, it's still float. If you want to convert it permanent, either you can simply take a different variable as well. It's your choice. Okay, and using of different variable, you're gonna waste your variable, so you don't need to use a different variable. Just you can simply pass. Just you can simply use the same variable here. Just exhibit. Check out the type of y again. Oh my bad, no type. You have to pass the integer. My bad. Done. Oops. Sorry. Now that's good. Now that's fine. I have converted successfully. Now that's fine. And now I have to check the type of y. And now that's perfectly integer. Just look at the value of the y. It's 22. It will remove the values after 0.5. Okay. So that's a beauty of the Python. There's a known Shoria. Okay. You are trying to ask something. Please put your masses into the chat box, guys. Sir, explain the type conversion one more time. Okay. Yep, I'm gonna solve this in Visual Code as well, Trisha, don't worry. So I'm gonna give you the one example in Visual Code as well, not to worry about all these things. So what I have done, so this is a example in Visual Jupyter Notebook, and now let me close this Jupyter Notebook. Only what I have to do, just now let me open this thing. Okay, and now here what I have to do, just I'm gonna close this, or instead voice little bit louder, please. Now might be it's better actually if I'm gonna loud my voice, so there's a background noise will come. Okay, so now you can remove your notations. Thank you. So here this is a notebook, guys. Sorry, this is a VS Code, and what I'm gonna do, just create a new file, data type.py, and here I'm gonna write my program. What program I have to write? The same program I'm gonna write here, 21.5, 21 for the y, 22.5. Okay, if you want to print x, if you want to print y, that's fine. Just save and execute the program. What is the method to execute? Data type. Just look at this, 21 and 20.5. Now what do you want to do? You want to convert the any type, right? So the first of all, if you want to use this method, so it will not print anything. Why it will not print anything? Because it will return what they will tell you. So now I'm going to execute the same program. So it will not get any, you will not get anything here, because it will return the type. So if you want to print those values, just you have to call this function inside the print function. Okay, that's why you have to use a Visual Studio Code as well. So now if you want to check out the type of any variable, so this is a method. Just you have to use print function. Inside the print function, you have to call another function name as type. Inside the type, you have to pass this value. Just save this. Now execute. Now this is good. The type of x is integer, and now the type of y is float. So this is the one method. Now what do you want to do? Now we have to discuss about the data manipulations, right? And now the data conversion, you can simply say. In case of data manipulations, what I have to do, just I have to change one data type into another data type. So for that, we're gonna use an integer function, and other we will discuss about the float function as well. So how you will be able to change the type, just you have to use this method. If you want to convert any number into float, just you can simply use this method, x, okay, and the next y, I have to convert into integer. Now that's fine. And the later, just you can simply print the type as well. Here I'm gonna print the type as well as I'm gonna print the value. And now just look at this. So these are the multiple statement I have written here. Okay, so don't be confused. So might be it's better now, it's visible. So now what I have to do, just I have to execute the program. Just look at this. The earlier one, 21 and the 21, 22.5, right? The earlier the integer and the float. Once I have converted the data type, so it will become float and integer. Just you will get 21.0. It will convert into the float, and the another one will convert into an integer. It will remove the 0.5 value from there. So this is a method how you can simply convert your data structure into a one from to another using these method into a Visual Studio Code as well. You can simply convert these methods into a different method. So this is a method, guys, how you can simply do. So let me check your doubts because it's very important, because this is a beginner sessions you have to learn, guys. So what you have asked, in output integer float are returned with the word class integer float class. And yeah, actually this is the one thing what I have told you in the starting of the session. Each and everything inside a Python is an object of any different classes. So we will discuss about this feature in later one. We will discuss about these things in chapter 12, because each and everything in Python is an object, and some object, what is actually an object is, so object is created by the class. Class is a blueprint which help you to create your object. So don't be confused using the class. So just let it be. And now this is, you can simply look at this value. What is the data type of this thing? Okay. What are the double on notes and the ask at end of the session? You don't disturb the problem. Okay, thank you. So here now we have to discuss more about all these things. So I have already told you how can you simply convert one data structure into one other. Okay, only today in session we have discussed about the integer and the float. And now the next thing what we have to discuss here, now we have to discuss about the string manipulations. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, just I'm going to open the another one shell. Okay, and now why I'm using this Jupyter notebook, because if I'm going to use this notebook, so just I can simply share this whole notebook along with you, and you will get the input as well as you will be able to store your output as well. That's the beauty of the Jupyter notebook. So sometimes the Jupyter notebook is important to use, and sometimes the VS Code is important to use. Okay, so that's why, so I'm going to write this particular method here. So here now we have to discuss about the string. Please plug in the charger, please. Okay, so now if we will discuss about the string here, so what is actually a string? Okay, now we have to discuss about a string. So what is actually a string? So let me discuss. In different platform, okay, in different programming language, we have to discuss about the character as well. But in case of Python programming language, we don't have characters directly, we have a string, right? So we have to discuss about the string. So if you will discuss about the string, so first of all you have to know how can you simply identify is it a string, what is actually a string is. So if you will discuss about the string, so let me discuss. So what I'm going to do here, let's suppose you want to store your name, or either you want to store your course name, what you are using here. So just Sanju, you can simply contact me on Slack. Okay, so here I want to store a one string here. For that I'm going to take a one variable name is name. Okay, so this is the variable. Now the another thing you have to know, if I want to put my name here Sachin, or I want to put the Python, that's a beauty, right? Now the point, if I want to execute this particular thing, so I will get a one error. Okay, just you have to understand the error as well, guys. Now this is very important to understand the errors. Okay, and now what error I'm getting here? So I'm getting a name error. Why? Because the Python is not defined, because whatever you want to write at the right side of this equal method, okay, that particular thing is could be a variable, or this particular thing could be a raw variable, raw data. Okay, so now Python is considered as a defined variable, and Python is not defined. That's why you will get this error, because I want to write Python as it is in my name. So for that, if you want to define the string here, just you can simply use a double quote. Okay, so as sometimes you can simply use, if you want to define a one another variable, just I'm going to use a single quote as well. So you can simply use any quotes, either you can simply use double quote or a single quote. And now this single quote is called hard coded, or this you can double quotes most of the time called soft coded. Okay, what's the difference between the double quote and the single quote? You will find out the difference in tribal expressions. Okay, until yet you can simply use both of them. Okay, you will not find a major difference between them. Just you can simply both of them. You can simply use both of them to store your string values. And now done. Another point, I want to check the type first of all. If you would like to check the type, name, just look at this. If you like to check the type of name too, just look at this string, right? And now if you want to print this name, got it. If you want to print the name too, now that's fine. You will get the Sachin as well. Now the point is what we have to do here. Now the next thing what we have to do, guys, this is a string what I have defined here. Sometime we have to discuss about the string manipulations. Actually, a string is a very huge data type. You have to know how you can simply manipulate your string, right? So for that, what we can simply do here. So now the point is, if you want to convert this string into a different method, if you want to add both the string, that particular method will be called as a concatenation. Okay. So on that point, what you can simply use is, if you want to add both the string, just you can simply use this method for that. Name plus name two. What you will get? So you will get the Python plus Sachin instantly. Okay, if you want to store this particular into the another variable, so just you can simply took another variable as name. Another is equal to name plus name two. What happened? So the concatenation of the both string will be stored into the another. Just you can simply print that particular string here. Instantly you will get the Python plus Sachin. So this is a one way. Okay. No, these are not the commands. These are the normal. Okay, these are, please don't use the notations, guys. Okay, I will check your doubts, don't worry. I will give you the 5 extra minutes after the 7 p.m. Not to worry, because I was late today. So here, what I have done, so this is a one another. And now, so now the point is, another thing what I have to do, so I have defined it two string, right? The name and the name. Now just tell me this, but tell me the data type of this variable. I'm gonna define the data here. So this is a variable I have defined called 100. So now just type the data type of this variable inside the chat box. Is it a integer, right? Or it's a string, or it's a float? So this is a string. How you can simply identify? Because if you wanna use a double string here, so might be it will be, oops, I have to plug in charges, just a moment. Connecting me my charger. देखिए कोल्ड ड्रिंक लाऊंगे ऊपर तक से अरे एक मिनट रुको मैं not able to connect my charger, guys, because I'm outside now. So I think I have to wrap up this instantly. Don't worry, I'm gonna extend your session next session. I will give you the 20 extra minute for your next session. Okay, I will cover all your doubts, because in a few seconds my machine will be down. Okay, so I will give you the 20 extra minute in next session for the doubt session, guys. Sorry for the today, because now my machine will be shut down in a couple of seconds. Okay, so I'm gonna close this session for today. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you